Hi beautiful people. So today my video is not based on any project but rather this beautiful ribbing pattern. So this beautiful ribbing pattern is inspired by your folklore edition. I was making a folklore cardigan. It's already in the verge of being finished, and as you know, as you're aware, we always add these part in the lower section of our sweater, or maybe in the neck portion to all the way to your down portion where you add your buttons. So people might not be familiar as to how to create these patterns. Like, we just make our normal double crochet, but we have this 3D effects of your stitches coming up and going down. So you can see this 3D effect of your stitches being diagonally having that staircase shape. So it's up and then down, down, up, down, up. So this beautiful 3D ribbing pattern. So how do we create it? This is a quite long section. You are just going to add it in your neck. So I'm going to show you how we create this ribbing pattern. It's very simple. Here I have, since I'm making a folklore edition of cardigan, so I've added a pinch of black in between and creating this ribbing pattern both side. Alright, so we're just gonna take out that stitch marker where I ended last, but since I want this to be the section of my sweater all the way from my neck to my down portion, so it's gonna be quite long. So we are going to turn this over, and what we're going to do is very simple. We're going to yarn over, and you see the stitches here, the chain that you're seeing. So you can see the chains here. Why is it not focusing? So the chains, okay, what we're going to do is very simple. We are going to yarn over, and we are not going to go inside that entire chain, but rather we are just going to yarn over and go in the back portion. So before finishing our last row, we chain one and then turn over our work and go inside that last section of our chain. So it's like we have in a chain we have like 2 loops, so we don't go directly into that stitch, but instead we go to that back portion of our stitch and we simply take out a loop. So 3 loops on our hook, sorry, and we pull through all the 3. We are not making a double crochet here, instead we are just making a half double crochet here. Go to that back section and take your 3 loops on the hook, pull through all the 3, yarn over, go into that back section of your chain, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, back section, yarn over, go to that back section of your chain, pull through 3 loops on the hook, and yarn over that back portion of your chain, 3 loops on the hook. Alright, so it is a bit complicated here, not really complicated if you understand. What we are going to do is that, as you can see, this row is going down, the next row it's going to come up, so it's like down, up, like that. So what we are going to do is, since we have black here, so we are going to change our color by not finishing this half double crochet, but rather pulling our black color from our 3 loops. So that's how you change your color. Remember to add this black in your 3 loops. Do not finish this last white. Just take your black yarn, which is already attached, pull through your white yarn, and take your white yarn behind your work. do not lose it, because you have to continue from here again. If you lose it, then the white yarn will interrupt in between your work. It will become sort of like this. You see here, I made an error here. It looks really bad. You want it to be plain and plain black and plain white. So make sure to take your black yarn. So we are going to do our black half double crochet. So you take your white yarn behind your work. You simply go, you hold your white yarn, secure your white yarn behind our work, and we are not going to go inside that black loop, that behind loop of our chain, but rather we're just going to go inside that very whole stitch we see. So since it's black, it's not visible, and we're going to make our half double crochet. So for the ribbing, we are going in our chain, but rather in that back portion, not taking the entire chain, but for the black portion we are going inside the whole stitch and making our black making our half double crochet. We go inside that stitch, and now we are going to change color again. So we are making a total of 1 black half double crochet, and this one is another as well. But since we are going to continue from here making our ribbing, we just take the white yarn and pull through our black. That's how we are going to pull. Secure our black yarn by pulling it a little bit tighter, also the white yarn. Then we lose our black yarn, because we want our black yarn to be only in the middle portion. So if we take our black yarn and do our work, so it might look a little bit untidy. The black yarn might showcase within the white yarn, so we just need that black yarn in the middle portion. So we're just gonna lose that black yarn, and we are going to continue doing our white portion here. So like I said, it's very simple. You can do one thing, you can also take that black yarn in your front, so that next time when you work with your black yarn, you don't have to be tangled in your black yarn. You don't have to find it, or your black yarn won't be entangled with your white yarn. So what you can do is that you can take your black yarn ball and you can keep it on your right side, and the white yarn you can keep it on your left side. So both of the yarn are not interrupting or interacting much, but while you're working, remember that you separate these. Okay, so yarn over, take that black yarn in the front and go inside your very first chain, but behind your chain, not the entire chain. So we're going inside the back portion, and we half double crochet, yarn over, behind our chain, 3 loops on the hook, pull through, yarn over, behind our chain, 3 loops on the hook, pull through, yarn over, and behind our chain. It's a little difficult to find that one. There you go. The weather is pretty calming. It's raining, continuous rain. Yarn over, and the last one is pretty difficult to find. So what you do is very simple. You simply follow the last stitch you went in, and beside that you're gonna see that chain which is going a little bit backwards. So you are just going to take that chain and go behind your stitch, and there you go. You pull through. That's your last stitch for the row. Oops. This often happens. And you're just going to chain 1 and turn your work. So we are ready for our next row. So it's going to go like this. It's like a simple zigzag method, zigzag. You keep on chaining 1 and turning your work. Make sure to chain 1, or else your ribbing might decrease. So this is how it's gonna look. All right, here's my entire ribbing. I have done it for quite a long ribbing for my sweater. So this is how it's gonna look. Please ignore the mess that I have created here. I generally use my window shade as my shooting props. So this is how it's gonna look. Make sure to follow the pattern that I have given you. Just double crochet. Here is total count of 12 double crochet. For the black, we are making a simple double crochet. We are simply going inside that stitch. But for the white one, we are not going inside the stitch, but rather going in the back loop of our entire chain. So we are not going through the entire chain, we're going inside that black back loop. So there you go, you have your ribbing, and that's how you're going to do your ribbing. Simple as that. Hope you enjoyed the video. Very short and precise video. Let me know while you make your sweater, every details count. So I hope you're familiar with as to which part of the sweater this is. This is the neck portion, and then it's going to come all the way down here, and you can add your buttons here, and then you can, simply tie your button. Yep. So let me know in the comment box as to your suggestion or recommendation. Alright. Bye bye. Take care.